What is going on, everyone? So today I got some good stuff in the mail where I actually did an update to the pan deck. And as another update, we got the metal leader from TCG Metals. If you guys are gonna ask, I don't have any sponsors. I just use them. I got a bunch of leaders down here. I got probably about 4 of the green leaders. Really good product, and when I ordered it, they were actually doing a Black Friday deal. So if you guys did not go on to TCG Metals, they had really good deals on a lot of stuff, and actually older leaders too. And I just found out that they're actually doing for you One Piece TCG players. They have already came out with One Piece, and actually if you go on their Facebook group, they will tell you that they are actually working on a set 2 One Piece leaders. So I'm sure everyone's going to be excited for that. That game, never really got into it. I've been watching people play it. Looks pretty simple, but there's only one set out, so it's like pretty much every deck is kind of the same way. But game looks fun. Just not really for me at this point. But today we're going to do the update of my favorite deck right now, good old Pan. This is going to be Reboot Pan, and I went all gas this time. No unisons, no counterplays. There is counterattacks, so I will stop that. But let's get into this profile. Alright guys, like I said, the new metal leader, you should already know what Pan does. That was the last video. I had the normal leader. Thing looks dope as hell. I love it. So let's start this profile with the 1-drops. So I did change my Gokus out for the Adventures Advent. These guys, you just play it out. Pan is not going to trigger him, but he's a good turn 1 play. You just look up the top 5 cards and you're looking for a 4 or less Saiyan. So that's all we're doing. We're not doing the draw. We're just searching the top 5 for 4 or less. And then to continue the 1-drops, we have the Pan. It's a 1-drop because of your leader, of course. And then draw a card, and then on swing, look at the top 5 for 5 or less Saiyan. And then new cards, I think I already went over. I need to get the SPRs for this, but $1 card compared to a $10 card, or now I think it's like a $20 card. You have the trio. Technically, it's a 1-drop. You can pay 1, put it on top of a Saiyan. You can untap. So yeah, I found out the ruling on that. So you swing with this, right? You look at the top 5. You pay 1, put this on top. So now you just basically untap this one, put it on there, and then you swing again. And then the auto of this one is when you swing, you just remove it to minus 30 something. Does not ignore barrier, but it's really good for removal. Red has all the good answers for removal, right? Everyone hates it, but I love it. And then when we go to our turn 2s, we're playing our Gokus. Just play it out. When you got 2 energy, pay 1. Play it out. You're going to mill 2 cards. You're going to draw a card off a Pan trigger, and then swing once. Active main. Combo with a 0-5K from your graveyard. Pay 1 red in the battle. Untap it, and you do that on turn 2, and then you can already awaken turn 2 every single game. And then for our playing stuff on our opponent's turn, we're going to be playing 4 of the aggressor. It's just a really good 5k combo, you put it to the graveyard, and then you just special summon it if your opponent has 2 or more energy. Still playing on my opponent's turn is the 3 pans. I think I had this at 2 before. Just if you can, so what I usually do is I combo with this, and then I'll pay 1 to play pan out. And because technically pan is the first card that I'm playing, she says to draw a card when you play it out, but because pan will trigger her, you'll draw 2 cards. And then getting into this is kind of just a combo piece that I got in the mail the other day. I have 3 of the Son Gohans. Basically it's just in here to be, I'm gonna combo with this, and then when I put this to the Z energy, I'll pay 1 red, and then I'll just minus 15k to something on my opponent's board. So it's a combo piece for 0.5k, and it's pay 1 to kill something. Does not ignore barrier though. Turn 3 stuff. The Vegeta Spirit Mentors. Paid out for 3, and you're going to minus 30k something, ignoring barrier. It's deflect and barrier, and pan will trigger it, of course. Still turn 3. I'm still running the Gogetas. Just played out for 3 as long as I have 3 Saiyans, either in my energy or in my battle area. And you make your opponent warp a card. You kill things. You target 2 things, and you minus 30k them. And then your leader will get 5k until your next turn. Still on turn 3 is the Sun Goten. If you guys are going to be playing red and it's going to be a red Saiyan deck, get this card. I think this is going to be the new staple going forward for just red Saiyan decks. But it works really good in pan because you just pay it out for 1 when I have 3 or more energy. And this draws you a card, and then pan lets you draw a card. So turn 3, you just play this out for 1 and you draw 2 cards. And then active main, if you guys don't know what it does, is that you can just pay 1 red. You can give it another 5k, and you can minus 20k something. And because we have so many minusing, we're running 2 of the Goku one-hit wonders. It's just whenever you neg something, you're just going to special summon this. And then getting into the super combos. This is not a super combo, but it is a super combo. So it's a 5k, 0.5k combo, but it says if your battle card in battle is red, when you combo with this card, it gets 5k combo power for the duration of the turn. So basically, you just play this out from your hand for 5k, and your card gets an additional 5k. So it's legit a super combo. It's a 10k combo, you just don't draw. A new addition with the super combos is I put the Beerus in. The super combos I was running was my Raditz boys, which is really good. You just, bottom deck and you draw 2 cards, right? Well, so you combo this out, right? And then you have to bottom deck a card. So you already went neg 2, but then you draw 2, so you went even. It's kind of the same way with this, though, is there's only 2 black cards in the whole entire deck. And this just says that I can combo this out for 5k any time of the whole game. It does not matter what my life is at. And because we're playing an aggressive deck, we don't want to wait till our less than 4 life. We want to play this now. So you just reveal the top card and it goes to your hand. Well, if it's a red card, which it pretty much will be because there's only 2 cards in the whole deck that are not red, But if it's a red card, this card gets an additional 5k. So it's another 10k. And then for our counterattacks, we're running 2 King Vegetas. It pretty much kind of stops your opponent because anything that they swing with after you neg 10 the first one, if they want to continue battling, they're basically just going to drop a card to get their battle card back to the original power. So it's kind of like, you know, if you want to keep attacking me, you're just going to have to waste cards out of your hand, and you're fine with that. And then more counterattacks is 3 topos. Pan will trigger this, of course. You'll draw a card off a topo. So you're paying 2, playing this out. Topo says discard a card, but because Pan is triggering it, the card that you discard, you just draw. So you're not a neg 2, you're just a neg 1. And of course, if you guys don't know, is as soon as you discard the card, the auto goes off that just says that your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they want to discard 2 cards. And then still counterattacks, we're rusting the token negates, just really good. Basically stops 2 attacks. And then, of course, almost every deck, it's a given. You're just going to run Champa. So, nothing really to say to that. And then the first black card is my Black Brawly. You just overwhelm 6 and you warp a card off of the field. So, I mean, if it has barrier, I can't target it, but yeah, I just send it to your warp. And then a new card that I got, and this is actually from set 4. So, Dark Rejuvenating Toa. So I found this in a profile, and from the profile that the guy went to nationals with, and I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, that's really good. So what it is when I have this in play, right? I get the 8, put it underneath here, and then I'll pay the 1 red, so it has dual attack and double strike, right? Swing its first attack, untap, swing with second attack, okay? Now you just pay 1 to overwhelm this. You bring that into play, and it untaps this guy. So then you just go with another double strike. So in that, if you can do that in all that 1 turn, you basically have a triple attack, dual strike. So seems pretty good. And then the final card, the SCR, is of course Vegito. Yeah, just have 4 energy. You take something from your opponent. Your leader gets 10k until your next turn, and of course he gets quad strike. So pretty good. Nothing's really changed a whole lot in the sideboard. I did have 2 Raditz, but now I went with just 4 Mais. This is just to go against blue. I did have 2 Mais and 2 Raditz. The only reason why I went with all 4 of Mai is because of the word on the very top that says barrier. So you're not going to trigger Pan on her, but you're still going to draw a card, and then if your opponent untaps their energy because of a counter, you can just get rid of one of their energies. And of course, you're usually going to get rid of the one that they untapped anyway. And then we're still running 1 King Vegeta Hidden Ambition. I kind of have it in there as once I learn the meta and I know like what decks are doing what, it's like just a counter. It's Red's version of a counter. And then knowing the meta, you're running 2 Mechis. You just name something, your opponent says, oh, I can't play that now. I hate you. Violent Raisins side, it's not as good as what it once was, but it's kind of a in there against blue, because blue has a lot of things that are over 30k. And then, of course, the winner, Wolf Fangs. It's just, I'm not running a unison, so of course I'm going to pay 1 for it, but it's just pay 1 and neg something by 15, ignoring barrier. Pretty decent. And then, of course, I don't want you to stop what I'm doing on my turn, so just Quetsukai, put it to the drop, pay 1, put 2 cards at the bottom of the deck, draw 2, and then if you want to counter anything during my turn, you have to warp 2 cards. Seems pretty good. And then last in the sideboard is Max Powers. Just pay 1, activate main, choose one of my opponent's battle cards that are the highest energy over of what they have for energy. So if they have 4 energy and they got like an 8 cost in play, just get rid of their 8 cost. And then of course the counter attack ability, you can negate the attack, and then if you wish to put 4 cards to your warp, you can just get this back to your hand. Pretty good. That's the sideboard. And then for the Z deck, only 2 cards changed. So one that did not is I'm only running 1 of the Vegeta. It's kind of like a self-awakener, but now that I don't have anything that I'm worried about putting me down to 4 life, I'm never really casting this, but it's just a good include. Well, probably the way that I would do it is if my opponent would not let me get down to 5 life, so I could not use my token negates. And then I have 3 of the Defender of Life. I have had a game where I played all 3 of these. Yeah. And then I did put in 3 rush attacks. I'll be honest, I have never played these. Never. In all the games playing this deck, I have never played these out. The one card that I play out the most is my Defender of Life, because that's just the boss card to the deck, and it's really easy to get out. The Z deck did have the Videls in there before, and I just took them out because I just never played with them. But hey guys, that is the update to the Pan deck. If you guys have any suggestions for Dragon Ball stuff or anything else you can think of, I am into Magic, and I actually just got into Hordes, and so that's a thing. If you guys want to see anything of that, let me know. When it comes to Magic, though, I only have Commander decks. I'm not into Modern or Pioneer or Standard, anything like that. Just good old Commander, and I play my Dragon Ball as my competitive. So, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.